Driving with the rules and regulations. We now have IAAH Radio have a weekend of music out in North Carolina. I'm not sure if the laws apply to you out there, but if you're driving up to them this weekend, have a great time. Just check your laws, Google it, and see if the no touch law affects you out in North Carolina. So I'm here on Legal Matters. Hi, I'm Judge Desire for Knowledge. It's good to see that another beautiful day, good weather. I'm out in nature right now. And this month, as every month, I'm doing today on Legal Matters. So if you want to check me out on Legal Matters, it's monthly, and Know Your Truth Real Talk is every Saturday at 3. Those that know me, those that subscribe to my channels, thank you so much. I am now on a talk radio with IAAH Radio. Go check them out as well. Have a great time this weekend out there. Sorry we couldn't make it. We have other events to go to as well, but that had previously we have already been engaged in. So this week on Legal Matters, please like, share, and subscribe because this is really important for a lot of people that disregard traffic laws and then get arrested and then look back and go, well, why was I arrested? Or why was I given a violation? If you check my other videos, you'll know why. There's simple things that you may not see that are the reason why you can get a violation or actually be arrested for. So if you want to check those out, check out my Legal Matters shows previously, and especially the last one because it connects with this one. And I'm going to put it down in the description box. I put a link there of my last video. If you like this one and you want to know more, that's the one I did last month. And now they added some more updated information. So the title on this Legal Matters show is Traffic Laws, and now Workplace No Touch Laws are included now. Can you get that? No touch laws, not only in traffic, but also in your workplace. So be very careful and follow these rules because my last show on Legal Matters, I did discuss the new traffic law called the no touch law. However, they didn't clarify any workplace laws yet, but this was enacted recently. For the traffic rules, fines are being raised to 500 now. It starts at 75, but if you continuously get these violations, device violations, they go to $500. And if you're caught touching a device, any device, while driving at a stop sign, even at a traffic light, you can actually, it's not like before the cell phone laws where you stop and you cannot, go check my other video, you cannot stop and touch your phone. All right, don't forget that. Any device, any screen. The rules went into effect in June 2025 in PA and New York State and 31 other states. I cannot name all those states. Please do your research and go check. Google is pretty cool. I'm sure you'll find out which states those are. I'm just giving you the 2 states that I definitely know. I'm sure New Jersey as well. They activated a new law because of Paul Miller law. That law was activated in Pennsylvania after a 20-year-old in 2019 was killed after a trucker reached for a cell phone. All right, and we had cell phone laws then. With 31 states affected by the new laws due to the thousands of car accidents, this is what happens. These things are caused by distractions by the drivers, and cell phones are a distraction. The no cell phone laws have not stopped drivers from this type of distraction. So now they have to implement stronger and stricter rules and laws. So this is why I'm here to make sure you all know. Don't say you didn't know. Judge Desire for Knowledge is coming at you. I'm letting you know this. They're not going to know I told you, but you can't play stupid on this one. This one, they're not playing games anymore, people. They are really traffic and workplace. No touch. Yeah, there are traffic. Good sound on both. Thank you. Thank you, my moderator. You've been great. I really appreciate you for getting me this far. And that's DJ Buggy Hard. Check him out on IAAH Radio as well. He does some good music, the best DJs and the best music in town. And I'll go back to how much this is really affecting us. The effect here is by texting, calling, using GPS. It has actually had 3,375 deaths alone in one state. I believe that's New York, yeah, and close to 325,000 injuries nationwide due to accidents caused by these distractions, which are made during the using your device. NYPD wrote more than 90,000 tickets for electronic devices violation in one state. I believe that is nationwide was 325 in accidents and one state 90,000 tickets. So now you're accumulating money and generating it for a county, and besides that you can lose your life or someone else's, and you'll be held responsible for that. Let's let me know, this is no joke. Anytime you kill or hurt someone or maim them, you pay the consequences either by lawsuits or the law takes you in themselves, depending on what it is. I mean, should we think about it again, or are you going to get it this time? I mean, this is serious. The no touch law has actually been implemented in the workplace now as well, enacted on June 5th of this year, 2025. So say goodbye to physical contact between workers or an unwanted hugging or handshaking between each other. Say goodbye to that one. You can, in my culture, one of my cultures that we like to hug and say hola, ¿cómo estás? Or just hello, and we do it with anyone outside of our culture. This no longer exists. If unwanting is separate, but I wouldn't even do that at this point because you're not sure if they're gonna write you up for it. But definitely unwanted hugging is going to definitely affect a lot of us at the workplace between each other, because of the fact that it costs the companies uh, charges of sexual harassment if violated. Okay, so you got to be careful because if the workplace is now caught up in a lawsuit, guess what happens to you? All right. Like I was saying, the HR has implemented, well, I didn't say this, but they have implemented a training for their workers in each company, industry, government, wherever you are. Check in with HR, should have gotten to you. If not, they will soon, with specialized training on no physical contact at the workplace, which means no cell phone fiddling during work hours, allowing workers respect to other for their personal space. No touching, no hugging. This is a way of them giving workers their personal space. Some people just like that. You know how you get that one coworker or two that they're always in your space. Sometimes people just want to be, but they don't want to tell people. So now this is going to give you the opportunity that you don't have to have that certain somebody you do not want in your space anymore. It's called respect. The HR is now having their workers implement respect to one another and to respect to one's personal space, which is really important to me and other people, especially while you're working anyway, right, on the clock. Um, and with this being said, with the workplace doing the no fiddling during work hours, not allowing any of these things to be done, in contrast to a ticket at the workplace, in contrast to getting a ticket violation, workers on the clock will actually be getting a memo instead from HR and can also be terminated. So be very careful nowadays. Even if you say hi to someone and just put your hand on them, they could say, hey, sexual harassment. This is why the workplace is really diligent on using this no touch law, because in the past, people act like they didn't know, and sometimes we don't, that just one little personal touch can cause someone that doesn't like you or wants you out of a position or a job, this is the way they get to you. They'll file charges, and sometimes it's real and sometimes it's not, but you'll be out of a position and you need to eat and take care of your families, or if you don't have families, you still have bills and need to eat, right? So don't get stuck in this. Do what you need to do to make sure that you're not stuck in this trap of people that do this to you, because they will. That's why the laws were implemented now for no touch and respect of personal space at work. Because when people do certain things, like I'm going to just bring a scenario. One time, a girlfriend of mine, which is really wrong, a co-worker, I should say, not a girlfriend of mine. She actually was playing, but this was rough playing, and she did a fake chokehold on someone that was on intern, and the intern's mother went and to the court judge and told them, and she had to go through, because this is what we go through as court workers. We have to be put through our own case in court if we're civil service. So she was civil service. She's been there 27 years. Long story short, she was put out of her job. This was years ago. And now we're implementing no touch laws. So be very careful. If you're not working at home, don't worry. If you're working at home, don't worry. If you're not, then worry. Because I've seen someone terminated for something before this even came out. So it's little things like that your enemies can get you on, or maybe just because people think that you really mean it, and you do mean it, you can be put out of work for this. Touching someone physically in any form or manner has always been a problem. And a way to get to someone when you want them fired, because there's a lot of people out there that they're not for you, and they will definitely try to get you out of your great position. Let's say you have a better title than them, it doesn't matter. They're going to want you out of it. This is the way they will get you to do so. So be careful out there. This is now implemented on all the jobs and workspaces, workplace, that no touch. If you're just joining in, because I saw someone, you have to rewind the part and see what I'm talking about. No contact at the workplace, because I've moved on to the workplace. Very serious stuff, content, and should be taken seriously as much as the traffic law, no touch laws. All right. So like I said, that in contrast to a ticket violation for a device, you will get a memo from your job, your HR, and possibly termination. So be very careful with that. Because with that being said, the federal and New York state laws, I'm not sure about any others outside. Go check your stuff. Um, Anti-discrimination laws make unwelcoming touching illegal in the workplace. That is now effective. So unwanted touching. So it could be anything at this point. Don't even point a finger. If you point, don't touch somebody. It's getting serious out here, folks. This is no joke. Definitely not. The New York State courts have also filed to hold employees responsible if a driver is employed by their company, and those who drive around the clock and receive a device violation and things like that while on the clock may be subjected to being fired from their employer, because they will be receiving these violations as well. And the employer now can actually get from the sued for allowing a worker. I'm believing after training, the worker should know this, but if not, the employer is subjected to whatever this driver, the drivers that they employed, um, if they actually drive and touched a touch screen. I'm going to explain all of what it is that you can't do, and when you can't do it. Basically, you can't do anything but call 911, but I'm going to get there. That's the only time that you can touch your phone. And I'll explain the rest of it after I get some water here. All right. So they're going to be held responsible by the New York State courts, and liable, I should say, if their drivers are driving, just to be ensured that they do not violate the no touch law. What I'm seeing is being done now is that they will be carrying cameras in trucks. As you've seen, a lot of people think that UPS and all these people that have cameras, yes, it's for packages being stolen, but more or less really now it's about watching the driver if he's going to pick up his phone or talk on it, because they're going to nip it in the bud before it becomes an issue, because they're now liable for seven-figure lawsuit by the court system and by anyone else that it will be open to the court system to do a lawsuit, and it would be justified. So because this is a no touch law, so they're really scared now of losing not only the workers but also their business, and um, having to pay up all this money just because a worker didn't follow rules. And of course the worker will be given termination. So these laws are not simple, they're not a joke. So if you don't um, implement them in your daily drive, then you'll be subjected to them as well. And the more you're subjected to them, the more you're going to pay out. And I'll get to that as well. How do we stay? Okay, let me say this part. I made a note of this. The state of New York will issue heavy fines, which I said 500 is like after the third fine. Okay. But then DMV will hit you with 5 points for each strike. So let's say it's your first time and you're getting a hypothetically $75 fine. That fine will be hit with 5 points. The next fine is 5 points, and the next one is 5 points. By then, you don't have a license, because I believe it's still 11 points. If you look back at my old videos before, 11 points will get you suspended license and your license revoked. No privileges there. You will have to compromise with the DMV, get a restricted license or something, and or may not be able to drive for a year. For the city folks, that's fine, because you guys are like, I'll just put my car in the garage or somewhere, and I don't really need to. Okay, that's nice, but when you're ready to get back on the road, it's not nice. Country folks, forget it. You will not be able to drive anywhere, and that's really important when you need to get around in the country, right? All right, so how do we stay connected without receiving a device violation? Here's how. Listen to me, Judge Desire for Knowledge. I got it all for you. Coming at you. One, activate do not disturb while driving. Um, that auto replies to others that you are driving and not available at that time. That's one. Two, put GPS on voice activation so it can navigate for you, but be careful, because in case you need to look at the device, and most people don't just look, you touch. Um, that is a distraction. Even looking is a distraction. If a cop feels like it and he sees you looking towards a GPS, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know police. They will give you a ticket. I know them already. So I'm just warning you, even looking in that direction for too long of a time, yeah, keep it activated, so that you know where your destination is. Set it before you leave home, or your job, workspace, whatever way you do it, but before you drive off. Number three, mount the handset at dash level if you need um, maps, and use Bluetooth device commands. Those are good. Voice commands, Bluetooth voice commands can handle the rest. If you have a call, it can wait. You better let it wait. Definitely. Now, what I needed to say was, another thing I added to this was, if you have a passenger, let that passenger navigate the GPS and calls for you. That way you cannot get ticketed. So basically, if you're on your own, you just cannot, unless there's a 911, not at a stop sign, not at a traffic light. Go watch my Legal Matters last month, where we just learned about these no-touch laws being implemented in New York State, and now 31 states have joined, including Pennsylvania. If you don't know which state, I'll say it again. You have to Google which state affects the no-touch law. All right, traffic laws. Um, these are the guidelines for no touch laws for drivers and TLC drivers. This is very important that I bring up the TLC now. TLC means the taxi license commissions. So this is really important for them more than anyone, because they'll get the extreme. They pay a lot of money for those licenses. And so these are the guidelines to not um, not going against the no no touch laws. Okay. First, no picking up or touching your phone, which everyone knows. Second is no tapping or swiping the screen. You can't even do that. Three, no using the GPS without voice commands, like I said, or proper hands free setup. No checking notifications, that means calls or messages, even briefly. Okay, you cannot even briefly. Number four is, and the last one on this, oh, yeah, that is the last one. No checking notifications, no calls or messages, not even briefly. So don't forget that you cannot even briefly look at your phone or call or anything. If there's not a passenger in the car with you to actually navigate for you, you cannot, with this no touch law, do anything that I just mentioned, especially if you are a TLC driver, which I'll explain why. Um, because their laws are stricter and rules. There are stricter laws and rules, and here they are. TLC drivers will get the points. And you know, if you get points on a TLC license, whew, I'm not a TLC driver. I know about regular drivers because in the courts upstate where I used to work, they run the show on traffic. Those are the actual courts in the city. They have a administration bureau, so they're not actually a courthouse. You could go watch that video where you are not a judge. They're not judges, but that's a different story. So here we are looking at the stricter rules for TLC drivers. Points on your TLC license, which I just stated. That's number one. Is can affect you greatly. Fines for up to start from 200 and more. And three, a TLC license suspension or revocation can occur, meaning the complete termination of your driving privileges just because you are a TLC, traffic license commission. These are very serious because you're commissioned to drive by TLC. So they'll be taking the responsibility. Even though you pay for the licenses and everything, it's going to cost you a lot more if you violate any of these. And four would be the loss of, and I believe this is the same with Uber, loss of rider share platform access, ride share platform access, which is really serious if you're doing this for a living. You don't want to lose that access and that connection to getting passengers you know that are already in the system that you can trust instead of just picking up people on the streets. So you don't want to lose the rideshare access at all. What does it say? Traffic. Okay. Can you still hear me? Although these laws are strict, they're required for the safety of drivers and passengers. So, with that being said, I was like, yeah, I know that they have to go through stricter laws because I travel and commute for work every day. So when I do or don't, the point is just commuting alone is serious because some of these people do not, and still today, are looking at they're not implementing the no touch laws, traffic anyway. And I was saying to myself, yeah, it really needed to be implemented. So how do you feel about these stricter laws? I usually don't go live on legal matters, but today I am because it's a lot. But I did want to ask this question: how do you feel about the stricter laws? And if you want to answer that later after watching this, if you're not here, leave me a comment, and I will answer it later. And I just want to say that I feel, from my opinion, I feel that the laws need to be stricter to save innocent lives, and I'm happy they did it. To save innocent lives of those who are following the cellular laws and rules. It prevents deaths, and people need to be aware how serious it is if to have a distraction while driving a vehicle. It's like a weapon when you don't have control of it. Um, it can become dangerous, and drivers should take that serious, and we don't, because I see it on the road every day, and it's horrible. Not even okay, so you don't put on your lights to say you're coming in to the next lane, but you're going to come in as I'm approaching you. I mean, that's dangerous. It's like people don't think anymore. So, yeah, I'm glad and grateful that these are being implemented. Not that it's going to work, because some people are hard headed and stubborn until they're in an accident and they caused one or they're gone from it. Is it really worth it? No, I want to live. So, therefore, I will definitely am grateful whether they use it or not, that those that don't utilize these new touch laws will be fined, and that they continue to get fined until they have no money, no way of paying for a car, because we don't want these type of people on the road. um, and if you feel like you want to keep giving your money up to the county and the state, um, for the rest of your life, victims get the money as well, which is a great thing, because there's a lot of people that have been in serious car accidents, but there are victims with, I forgot what it's called, because I haven't worked in that court part of the court in years. There's not a stipend. There's a violation that when you pay, it goes out to the victims, as well as all the other places that gets the money, including the state, including the county of where it occurred. I believe, yeah, where the ticket was filed. So those, all these people are getting money that could be actually not, could be resolved by not doing what you're told not to do, by doing what you're told to do. Or I should say, excuse me. By this way, you're following the rules. You don't have to worry about money coming out your pocket. I mean, how easy can it be? Who wants to spend money or kill people by not listening to the rules? Because that's what happens. You can hurt yourself. You can hurt other people. You could kill them or yourself. So I feel that this rule was needed, because as we've seen years after years after years, nothing really changed with the cell phone. Um, device violations. And so they keep adding more things: laptop, texting, messaging. Now it's no touch. And I agree 1,000% with that, just because there's innocent people, children, and other people that would like to survive to live to see their children grow up, or their families, friends, brothers, sisters, whatever the case may be. It's important to them. So we'd like to get those people off the street that don't think so. And that being said, a lot of people don't take it seriously, um, and about hurting others, and that's sad. I'm sorry. Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, oh, and Iowa and Pennsylvania, and New York State, and I believe New Jersey. Thank you for the information there. I really appreciate it. If you'd like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be on no no on legal matters on a monthly basis. I'm sorry. I'm getting my grill on in a minute, and I'm just anxious about it. So let me slow down. I do my on legal matters show monthly. So you can check me out every end of the month. If this is all you like on my shows, Legal Matters come every end of the month. That end Saturday of the end of the month. If I'm late, I'll do it the beginning of that next month. But usually it's the end of every month, that I'll put on that Saturday on Legal Matters. Maybe next time I will do either sex discrimination. I'm sorry, sex harassment, or FLMA, Family Medical Leave Act, FMLA. I'm thinking which one. You want to let me know which one you prefer, you can write it in the description box. I also have a link there for you. And with that being said, please like, Oregon, Ohio, great. Please like, subscribe, and share, so someone else that doesn't know about these will actually have the opportunity to listen to this and utilize it for some good, so that they won't have to pay these fines because they didn't acknowledge it. Because the law is not going to see when you feel like acknowledging it. It's out there. If you don't get it, you don't read, you don't listen to the news, because I don't. You're going to have to eventually find out, either the hard way or the right way. To judge desire from knowledge is the right way to find out, right? So come join me every month on Legal Matters. I'll keep you updated on things. And every week, Saturday at 3 o'clock, for Know Your Truth, Real Talk. And I just wanted to thank IAAH Radio again. Thank you for hosting me on your talk radio channel with the best DJs and music in town. Have a great weekend out there with your DJ 5 a.m., Miss 5 a.m. Shout out to all of you, all the DJs out there. Thank you so much for your support. YouTube as well. Thank you to my subscribers and those that like my channel. You don't have to subscribe, but just liking it helps it get around the algorithms that's needed to reach those people that would like to seek to find this instead of foolishness. And with that being said, here's my on legal matters gavel, which is much different from Know Your Truth Real Talk. Don't forget to like and share now, okay? And I will check you on the next one. I will see you all next week. God willing, I'm out there. I'll be there. I have events this weekend. I'll put them up. I'm behind on my events or I'm out and about channel. And so I'll be posting a few things that I have been doing, but just haven't had the time with work and everything. But I'm so glad to be here. I'm just Desire for Knowledge. We're here on Legal Matters with me, Judge Desire for Knowledge, bringing you the truth and nothing but the truth. Is now adjourned. I will see you next week. Ciao.